So give us an overview of the past 8 months.
The past 8 months has been the best 8 months ever. It's been a really good learning experience. I've learnt a lot about myself and a lot about nutrition and fitness. And the best thing about it has been my results, really. And now that's impacted on a lot of other things outside of...
So your results in terms of your weight loss and your body measurements?
I would say more the results around my confidence and my progression in training. Not so much how I look, that's just been a bonus, really.
Really? Wow, that's interesting. So you've lost 5 stones.
Yeah.
And you obviously, you look a lot different to what you did when you
first started. I look a lot better, but the best bits about it have been feeling more confident.
So it's how you feel about how you look?
Yeah.
Right, okay. What about the training? What had you done before you started reaching training-wise? Had you lifted weights? Had you done circuits? Had you done a bit of running?
I'd done circuits, more cardio. I'd done running, but I'd never really got my nutrition right, or never really found anything that I really enjoyed doing.
What do you enjoy most about the training? Is it the weight training?
Yeah, I love weight training.
Why?
I just think it's really empowering and...
What, being able to chuck heavy weights above
yeah.
your head? I've heard that before.
And it gives me a good feeling as well.
Okay. And do you notice the effects it has on your body?
Yeah, definitely. I think weightlifting has made me definitely more toned, rather than just losing. When I've lost weight in the past, I've never really felt that great about how my body's been changing, because it's always been a bit baggy and saggy. Whereas with weightlifting, I definitely can tell that my body composition's changing, not just losing weight. So like my shape's changing.
Yeah. So can you see, I've said to you a few times, so the goal's 10 stone, which is your goal, not my goal. We've always gone, based on your goals. And I've said you can see the progression. So now we're halfway. We've got 5 stones to go. If you look at your shape now, you can actually see we can sort of transport that forward into the end goal. You can see the shape changing, which is good. So when we spoke the other day, you said it was easy. You said it hadn't even been hard, it had been easy. So what do you mean by that?
I think the way the nutrition programme and the training is set up, it's just been really enjoyable for me. I've not found anything challenging. I feel like I've got the flexibility to eat what I want. It hasn't impacted on my social life. If anything, I've been more outgoing and gone out more and socialised and spent more quality time with friends and family. It's just not been restrictive at all, because I still stick to the plan. I just really plan things differently. So I understand how different things affect my body, when I need to eat. If I'm going out, I pre-plan what I'm going to eat off the menu to suit my calories and macros.
So I've had people say to me before, well, when I'm going out, I want to eat, I want to eat what my friends are eating. Sometimes people have actually said to me, my friends are ordering. What would you say in that situation?
Having a meal is not worth what my end goal is going to be.
So you're more focused on the end goal?
Yeah, I'm focused on my long-term results, not short-term.
Which is obviously why you're doing so well. So, what were the biggest barriers you've had to overcome?
I think a lot of the previous things that I've tried, and kind of the stuff that's ingrained in your mind and brainwashed about food and how you eat and what you should eat and what's healthy and what's not healthy. Calories and macros I won't buy anything without reading the packet now.
But see, for me, you'd cracked all that within about 24 hours.
I know, but I did find that probably difficult, and then... Well, no...
You've never actually come back to me with anything other than... You've asked me what to do.
Plateaus.
I've done it. Plateaus.
And the probably worst times that I've had. The most difficult.
Yeah, and that's exactly the same for everyone, When it gets to a plateau, sometimes get disheartened. They don't believe that it's normal no matter how many graphics you send them.
Well, I think when you put in that much effort in, you want to see some result. That's how I operate. So going through periods of like 14 days when my weight has gone up and down and stayed the same, but not really made any.
So how have you got past that? Because not everybody can.
I think keeping in contact with you, training. I always feel great after I've trained. So whether I'm feeling like, oh God, what's the point? Once I've trained, I'm like on it. Looking back at progress pictures and how my weight's changed and how I've changed, and just really believing in the process. I think after my first plateau and I came out the other side of it, that made it a lot easier for the next one.
It's not just
getting through the first one.
Because you've kind of got to believe what I'm telling you at the start, that it's natural. That's why I'm sending you all these pictures and sending you Instagram stuff from doctors saying, it's normal.
Yeah.
So the first one, I think there was maybe 3 plateaus that I remember. So the first one, you had a plateau, I told you everything, you went great. The second time, you said the same things and I said, oh, we've already had this conversation. And the third time I said, how many times do I have to tell you this? It was something like, it's about right, something like that.
Probably.
Then after that, I don't know if we've just not had the plateaus. We don't seem to have had one, or have we had one recently and not, it's just gone?
Made a big deal out of it, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just part of the process now.
I think we had one recently and you just said, oh, we'll look at your calories in a week or two, and then I just had
we dropped the calories by about 3 calories or something.
Yeah, 5.
5 calories.
Which I really miss.
Which, those 5 calories, that lick of the chocolate on the digestive. So another kind of barrier, did you experience any, we touched on it already, social pressure? Because I know it depends on your psychology. A lot of people are really influenced by what the friends are saying and what the friends are doing, and we've worked with clients before who've done really well for 12 weeks when they're in this environment, but as soon as they're out of this environment, they're more inclined to do what everyone at work's doing or what their brother, sister, mum, dad, whatever's doing. How did you find that?
So previously, when I've tried losing weight, I've told everybody, oh, I'm going to Slimming World, I just didn't tell anybody. I just took my own stuff, were really prepared. I didn't tell anybody anything until probably Christmas time when people started saying, oh my God, you've lost weight. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I've been trying. But I just didn't make a big deal out of it. And nobody really notices if you don't.
Why was that? Was that fear of it not working, or?
I think fear of failure, because I just didn't want everybody thinking, oh, not again, kind of thing. And I just wanted to do my own thing, just be in my own zone, not have any pressure from everybody else. My mum and dad always worry about my weight. She really genuinely cares, but I'm really sensitive about it. So she'd ask me something, oh, have you lost any weight? And I'd be like,
yeah, so you just wanted to crack on.
Yeah, I just wanted to do it for myself. It wasn't a thing that I wanted to talk about. It was just an action focused, I'm going to do it. At meetings at work and stuff, I always take my own stuff, strawberries and stuff when I'm having biscuits and cakes. And
see, that's one
everybody buys stuff for me now. Do you have a healthy selection now, yeah?
Is it just your healthy section or did anybody else?
No, everybody else has started on it, yeah.
So you're a leader at work.
Yeah.
Do you find that mindset of being a leader rather than a follower helps with this, and also at work? Do you see that you're sort of setting an example and things? Are people picking up on it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's had a big impact at work. I think my confidence is... I probably always shied away from doing things at work because of my weight.
Like what?
Presentation, anything that I thought anybody would look at me and think I was fat or lazy, because I had that correlation of fat people are lazy, and that's how people would perceive me. So yeah, I think I'm a lot more confident, and it's had a big impact probably on my performance at work.
In what way?
That I just get more things done because I'm more focused.
Right.
I don't waste as much time procrastinating and worrying about what people are thinking, or...
So it's just giving you that... So I find that really interesting that in such a short space of time, for me, I've not seen, with confidence and things, we tend to disguise it a lot. So all I've ever seen is somebody who's really, really confident. But you've obviously told me, things about, your weight affecting it and things like that. So now you must be, super confident.
Yeah, I am.
Good. So, talking about social pressure and social things, have you had to get over any sort of daft questions? Because I know one of the big ones is, you don't want to look like that, and you're not eating enough calories, and are you training too much? Why are you training all the time? And I've had clients who've gone for a run on Friday night, and people have said, "Oh, you're sad going for a run on Friday night," and just things like that. Have you had to encounter any of that yet?
So I think all of the above.
Really?
I don't want to lose any more weight because my face will start looking gaunt and saggy. I haven't got another 5 stone to lose. Why do I go to the gym all the time? All of it, yeah.
How does it affect you or not?
It gives me more motivation because I just think I'm just totally not influenced by what anybody says anymore. I just think you've got to, everything for me is how I'm going to finish up looking.
It's all goal focused.
It's all the end goal, weigh 9 stone 8, whether that's what I stick at or it is where I'm going to get to.
Like you said, 9 stone 8, that's kind of what we've got in mind at the moment. How's your goal evolved from the first month?
Really, it's completely changed, really. The person who I picked, I think, did she weigh 11 stone 11?
Something like that. She had a good body.
Yeah, she had a nice body. A lovely figure. Not much cellulite. She was quite chunky, wasn't she? A big bum and legs. But now I definitely think more definition.
You want to go past that?
Yeah.
Why?
I think I picked the first woman because I couldn't believe that I would even get to that. And that would have been amazing if I did it.
Yeah,
now,
so I still think that
11-11,
that first body is fantastic. Really good body. But you've obviously got goals to go past that now, which you will do.
I know.
So, running, when you first started, you hated running, you couldn't run. So now you don't particularly like it, but you're doing it. Has it grown on you? Or do you still not like it?
I don't mind it. It wouldn't be my chosen exercise, but yeah, I can do it. I just don't like not being able to do anything, do I?
Because the way you're going with your running, you're going to get pretty good at it if you carry on with the same. Obviously your weight loss is helping as well. Your general cardio fitness, burpees and things like that, rowing is brilliant.
I think with the running, when I got injured, I went on that treadmill, like an anti-gravity treadmill, and it made me feel like what it would be like to weigh 9.5 stone and run. And it was a nice experience. I think the lighter that I get, the more I enjoy it because it's easier, really.
I enjoy seeing, because obviously I can imagine, but I can't feel how it feels to run with extra weight on there, but I like seeing the times because the times are getting pretty good now, and they will if they carry on that same way as everything else is going. You'll go from being not very good at running and not liking running to maybe not loving it, but you'll be able to get some decent times out there, so I quite like that. What about Gav? What about your other half, your husband?
Yeah, it's just, he's over the moon, he's been really supportive. Obviously, he's not bothered what I look like, really. Well, he probably is a bit, but who wouldn't be happy? But we just spend a lot more quality time together. We go out a lot more.
Why is that? Why do you go out more?
Just because I feel more confident to go
Right.
out. So I feel better about how I look. I don't feel like I'm any different to anybody else. So.
Right. So for me, that is the driving goal. That more than sort of looking at, we send pictures and we've got the pictures and everything. Yes, you look brilliant. Yeah. But that for me is what would drive me more than anything. It's how you feel about how you look.
Yeah, I don't feel like I go out and people look at me and think, oh, look how fat she is.
So what were the first few weeks like, training and nutrition?
Oh God, training was so hard.
Really?
Oh yeah.
This is the bit, actually this is new for me because I coached you for the nutrition for maybe 4 or 5, I don't know how long it was before I actually met you face to face in the studio because you were doing the boot camps and I wasn't coaching it, I was just doing the nutrition. So I didn't see the first part of it. All I've ever seen is you being brilliant.
Training was horrendous. Just the DOMs, really.
Right. So the muscle soreness.
Yeah. I loved it though. Even from my first session, I loved coming. I never felt uncomfortable like anybody thought I was really fat or that I was really unfit. Or I just felt like at home here. But God, yeah, it was hard. Really hard.
So how did you get on the first, like with things like squats and, I don't know, burpees and things like that for the first few weeks? Because, do you want to tell us what your weight was at the start?
Yeah, I was 19.8.
19 stones 8?
Yeah.
So the best part of 20 stones,
yeah.
You're in a boot camp environment. What were the, I don't know if you can remember back to the first few weeks, what was the fitness levels of everyone else? Was it just a variety?
Yeah, it was a variety, but I would say everybody was fairly...
They've been doing it
moderately fit, yeah.
So you were the least fit, is that right?
Yeah, easily.
Easily, really? So now, you're probably one of the fittest, if not the fittest. You've gone from, struggling to being... So that first few weeks, how did it evolve? How did you get from there to there?
I think just putting effort in and intensity, that's the thing. I think after the first couple of weeks, I think I got to a stage where I were just going through the motions. And then we had our PT session and I kicked on them from there.
So the PT session, I see this quite a lot with people just going through the motions, and we always talk about progression and talk about putting the effort in because your body really quickly adapts to a stimulus. So if you go from not doing anything to starting training, within 4 to 6 weeks, your body's adapted, it won't change anymore. Yeah. So you need to constantly be pushing it up. So we did a PT session where you said that I called you lazy, which I didn't.
No, you didn't call me lazy, but that was the general gist of the session.
I didn't say you were lazy at all, it was just getting that intensity because I knew that you had more in you. And now that's probably one of your strengths now. We've seen you on the assault bike on the rower. You can really, really push it hard, and you've got to have that kind of in your toolkit. So what about after the first few weeks?
I just can't stop training now. I just love it so much. After the first few weeks, the boot camp's changed to more lifting focused, which really, really lit my torch, to be fair. Yeah, I love the weight training, and I started coming to performance as well, which I absolutely love.
Why?
Because it's competition.
Competition. You like it when you win?
Yeah.
So the first few weeks of nutrition, tell me about that.
Well, that's probably more painful for you than me.
No? You always say this, but no.
I was just so into it. It was just like a complete light bulb moment for me. I think the way the nutrition is set up just really suited me to a T. I was never hungry. It was just so simple and easy. I didn't have to take loads of books looking up Weight Watchers points or sins or whatever else people do. I wasn't taking shakes and being starving. I just could eat really whatever I wanted, to be fair.
Within your calorie limit?
Yeah, and hitting the protein. But that wasn't really difficult for me.
See, the thing that you would say to me, you're constantly asking me things. That's what I want from somebody who's doing the nutrition. Unless they're just cracking on and doing it themselves, which is not always the case. I like the fact that you're always asking questions and the fact that you're in contact, because that's what you're paying for, really. That's why I'm there, to help coach you through it.
And I think that coaching, I don't think I would have... I'm so pleased, because I wasn't going to do the nutrition more.
No.
That I did it, because that's been the key to it all for me. I could have trained I've been training and trained hard before, albeit not for a sustained period like this, but the nutrition is what I've never ever got sorted before.
Why do you think you've particularly excelled?
Just I've been really interested and inquisitive about it, and because I really want to do it.
I agree with that.
I think you can always make excuses and talk yourself out of doing things, or look for the easy way out, which I've tried every single one. Yeah, just stick with it, just be consistent.
Okay.
If you have a bad day, chalk it down, don't let it be a bad week.
To be fair, you've not really had that many bad days. Not from my point of view. You might, because you'll experience the feeling. You pretty much ace everything.
I think the bad days are less now because I'm more intelligent about how to plan my days when I'm going out, and so I've got better at staying in my calories and still living a far better life than when I was 19.5 stone.
You got injured. You did your calf pushing the prowler. It was the last rep of the prowler.
I know, you coaching as well.
Oh God, it just went, didn't it? It was right at the end of the session.
So bad. It was a tense week, wasn't it?
I was fine with it because your response to me was always fine. You might have disguised it a little bit.
Oh God, I was so upset. Absolutely devastated. I thought I wouldn't be able to train for 2 months. And I was in my pride. I was like really flying then. But one thing it did make me focus on was my nutrition. So because I couldn't train, I just went hard after the nutrition.
See, for me, that's key because lots of people, if not most people, they can't separate the two. They can't separate training and nutrition. If they're training, then they're on the nutrition. If they're not training, they go off the nutrition. Really, if anything, it should be the other way around, but it should be separate. You can always sort your nutrition out. You can't always get to train. So for me, you were already really on it. So when you say, "Oh, I'm really on it this week," I would think, "Well, you're on it anyway, aren't you?" But you know the little bits that you can sort of tweak up.
Yeah, definitely. And I think being injured made me realise how important the nutrition was really. Because it didn't have any impact on my weight loss.
No, it shouldn't do. It might do if you were really... It might have an impact if you were a pro bodybuilder and you couldn't train. Because obviously, it's going to affect then how you look. But if you're coming down from 19 stones... It's nutrition, you can do that. Slimming world, you obviously get a different end result. You'll get sort of weight loss rather than toning up. But
and it was the first time I've ever responded differently to like disappointment or upset, and not like pigged out. And I think that is through the coaching.
Right? Because why? What's different this time?
Just because I don't see food like that anymore. I don't use food for emotional things anymore. I just think of things completely differently.
Have you had any sort of treats or cheat days or meals where you've gone out and thought this is a bit of a treat? It's been 8 months now. Have you had any treats? Have you been out for meals?
Yeah, I've had loads of treats.
Tell me what treats you've had. Tell me what meals out. How many times have you been out for a meal?
Oh, loads.
You go out more than I do.
I go out often, yeah. And sometimes I'll have a chicken and bacon salad, or sometimes I'll have a pizza with the kids, or I'll go to Goodall's ice cream and have an ice cream with them, and I just spend most of my time eating good.
Well, that's it. I say it all the time. It's the ratios. If I want a pizza, it's fine. If one pizza every 3 months, it's fine. One pizza every 3 minutes, isn't it? It's getting that balance.
I do get those ones with a hole in the middle and salad.
Do they exist? I don't even know about these.
Pizza Express, they're only 600 calories.
Really? Not for me. If I'm getting a pizza, I don't want green shit in my pizza. What's this? What you brought me? I go ahead, shit if they bought me one of those. Right, so that's 8 months, 5 stones down. See you back here in another 10 months?
May 2019.
Yeah, May 2019. Right, so I'll see
I'll
you
be
back
back
here.
In hot pants.
Me too. Right, we're going to do 5 Gone Bad now.